Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, now I have something really exciting for you. This has just been delivered by the wonderful people of Amazon. A mole removal pen. Now, you may be thinking, has he got moles in his garden? And the answer to that would be no, a resounding no. What he has got is some little skin blemishes that I wouldn't personally call moles, because I'm not exactly sure what a mole looks like, but what I've got don't look like the moles that I've seen. So these are tiny marks on me, which I'll show you some pictures of. And I want to see if this removal pen, which uses a discharge of plasma, which is the bit that really interests me because I'm into kind of technological things, if it can burn off these tiny little marks and leave me with lovely glowing skin, not the radiation kind of glowing, just not having little marks on its skin. So we'll begin with the traditional unboxing. So here we go. Slicing it here. You know, packaging plastics have changed a lot in my lifetime. Used to be packaging plastics used to almost fall off, but these days I think they've improved the plastics that they use to a huge degree, such that they're very difficult to break or even stretch. That said, my strength is so enormous that I managed to break this particular one. Oh well, just goes to show nothing works properly when you're on camera. So what's inside the box? Let's find out. Oh, I know what you're thinking. That looks like a... Oh, no it isn't. But what's this? I've won the prize from Amazon EU. Interesting, never seen that before. Let's pop that in there. And here we have the device. USB. Got hundreds of those. And here it is. DigiHealth. And we'll peel this off. Charging point. Ooh. Now this one is slightly different from some of its brothers. There are lots of these around. This has a UV LED which supposedly will disinfect the area you're working on. Now, UV can disinfect. I'm a little dubious that what's on this will actually disinfect, but we shall see. We shall see. What else have we got? Packaging and a manual. And what have we got on this manual then? It seems fairly straightforward. And on here it's called a freckle removing head. Working button, that's always useful. Strength levels, nice to see that. So we don't need to hurt ourselves unnecessarily. And what kind of English have we got? I've seen some of these on other videos where the English is, well, what they call Chinglish, very poorly translated. But what have we got here? This looks like good English. I'm not immediately spotting anything particularly bad. Yeah, this has been well translated, or it's in its original language, possibly. Very well illustrated. However, I can assure you that before I actually use it on my tender skin, I will be reading it in its entirety so that I at least understand what they say about it. What else have we got? Right, so these are very, very tiny needles which you can attach for, how many have we got there? I think there's 3 cartons of 10, it looks like at the moment. Yep, 3 cartons of 10 of these very fine needles. I expect that these are what I'm going to be using because my little spots are very small spots, and also some, well, these are quite small as well. Now let's zoom on that. There we are. So this is a very small thing too, and we've got a couple of those and something to attach it to the pen. Okay, well I think that does it for the unboxing, and I'll see you in a moment. Oh, here we go. We're going to operate. See if we can get a bit more light on the scene. It'd help if we press the right button, Mike. Okay, so here we go. This is the size of the device, which you've seen otherwise, but that hopefully should show you that excuse me, that hopefully should show you the size of this spot on my leg. It's very, very small, but I don't like it, so I'm going to have a go at removing it. And I'm doing this via the viewfinder, so a bit tricky. It's a lot easier to do. I've practiced on my arm. It's a lot easier to do without a camera, but that won't help you. So here we go. We're on strength 3, and I'm going to zap it now. And you should be able to see little wafts of smoke. Now that feels like a tiny, tiny sort of tickle. You know, I can feel it without a doubt, but it's to call it pain seems a bit wrong. Quite possibly because I'm able to control it. If I do feel pain, I can stop it. And I would say the most tricky thing about this is filming it, not actually doing it. And of course we do get a lovely smell of burnt bacon. But that's not too bad. It's almost a feeling of being tickled, really. I mean, you wouldn't want it to go on for hours, but I'm a bit surprised actually that my leg isn't moving to try and get away from the plasma that's being induced into it. I'm going to try and zoom in for you and see if this works. Oh, that's good. Let's try again there. Sorry if we lose focus. This is very, very tricky. So this is cauterizing the area of that little spot. And of course the idea is that it will in fact destroy the tissue, and the body's ability to rejuvenate the tissue will happen. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit more. It's getting very tricky now. Just holding my leg still enough at this scale. We're at 5 times. So I'll try and operate this, but it's very tricky. As I say, the tricky part is the filming rather than the zapping. Now, I've seen other YouTubers saying that this hurt, but I think that saying it hurt is going a bit far. It's such a tiny, tiny area that is being inflicted with this plasma. And it doesn't last for very long, it's pulsed. That pain isn't really it. As I say, you wouldn't want to, it's like sticking your hand in a fire. You can do it for a fraction of a second and no harm will come. But here we're deliberately harming the cells so that they'll rejuvenate. And I think that's probably enough. I think that I've destroyed all the material I don't want. So I'm going to zoom back out now, hopefully in one go. Oops, zoom in. Oh, let's see if we can zoom in a bit more. Okay, so let's zoom out from the... Oh, keep on zooming in. Zoom out so you can get some idea of what the scale of this spot actually is. It's tiny. There you go. So there are my short climbing legs, and there's the spot. And I shall put down the device and get some antiseptic cream and just dab that on. Oh, I should have brought a plaster, but I'm sure you've seen plasters going on before. So I would have to call that relatively painless. I mean, I was aware of a sensation. It's almost like a pinprick each time the plasma hits you, but it's almost the case that you couldn't prick yourself with the pin in such a tiny way as to get the same effect. And there you can see a small plaster over that spot just to keep it clean, and we will come back to this in the future. Not quite sure how much in the future, whether a matter of days will make a difference or a matter of weeks. I'm assuming that the time it'll take to heal completely will be along the lines of a small cut. Certainly the damage is only to the upper layer of the epidermis, so I would think that would speed things up, but it's an experiment for me, so I don't really know. We shall learn together.